Hi there, this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, and welcome to the second episode of my Eurekas in a row. The first episode we started with numbers 1, 2 and 3. We're going on a bit of a jump to the next run of at least 3. I've got lots of runs of 2 in between spine number 3 and the spine number I'm going to start this run at, which is number 42. But this is a 6 film run, so we're going to quickly have a wee look at spine number 42, 43, 44, 45, 46 and 47. Some heavy hitters in here, some stone cold classics, Oscar winning films, seminal films from around the world. But there's one that's maybe a little bit lower in greatness than other ones. But let's start with spine number 42 and Francis Ford Coppola's Rumblefish. This is the Steelbook, which is a Blu-ray and a nice little booklet. Also, Coppola also did The Outsiders, which I always get the films confused. But this is another one, lovely black and white cinematography, a cast of up-and-comers, Matt Dillon, Mickey Rourke, Diane Lane, well, Dennis Hopper's not so much an up-and-comer, Nicolas Cage, Chris Penn and Tom Waits. Who doesn't love Tom Waits? Yeah, nice classy steelbook, as all the Eureka Masters of Cinema steelbooks are. The music was actually by Stuart Copeland of Police fame. Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched Rumblefish. I think the first time I saw it was possibly on Moviedrome on BBC Two. That might not be true, but I'm sure I'll be corrected. But I think it was Moviedrome. But now we're getting into the big boys. No offence to Francis Ford Coppola. So number 43 is another steelbook. It's Fritz Lang's Testament to Dr. Mabuse. Probably my favourite Mabuse film. This one goes to weird, interesting places. And it follows on from The Gambler. Again, seminal stuff, and again the booklet you get essays and images from the film. 2-disc. Again, the steelbooks are some plain in the back, but again that's a nice image on the front. So that's the Testament of Dr. Mabuse, which is 14, spine number 43. Then spine number 44, which is also on Criterion and recently got a 4K from Criterion, Billy Wilder's Double Indemnity. Just about, well, a large percentage of Billy Wilder films are on Eureka Masters of Cinema. That's from 1944. Again, I don't need to talk about Double Indemnity too much. It actually took me a long time to actually see Double Indemnity. Obviously starring Fred MacMurray, Barbara Stanwyck as one of the great femme fatales. Again, that lovely booklet. So this one has a commentary by Nick Redman and screenwriter Lem Dobbs. There's a 2006 making of documentary, Shadows of Suspense. There's a radio adaptation starring Barbara Stanwyck and Fred MacMurray. Original trailer, and again there's a booklet which includes a 1976 interview with Billy Wilder, and an extra excerpt from a 1976 interview with James M. Cain, who also wrote There's Always Tomorrow, no, When Tomorrow Comes, which I recently did on my Indicator September little look at. Yeah, another Stone Cold classic, Double Indemnity, at spine number 44, and then another steelbook, always in my top 2 Billy Wilder films, The Lost Weekend with Ray Milland, again just a plain melancholy blue on the back of the steelbook, again a booklet. Ray Milland all said this was his favourite performance, along with Roger Corman's X, the man with the X-ray eyes, of course. This is a wonderful, happy little film about alcoholism. So obviously the famous DT sequence, just wonderful stuff, and a seminal Ray Milland performance. The King of Paranoia and Looking Guilty. Number 46 is, we're back to Fritz Lang and the epic Die Nibelungen. This is huge. I mean, it's practically massive. Die Nibelungen. I would much rather watch Die Nibelungen than the Lord of the Rings films. Again, took me a lot of years to watch Die Nibelungen. 282 minutes, but split into 2 parts even. It does actually fly by once you start. Again, for 1924, just a ridiculous proposition. They don't even make films like this anymore, and they never really did, apart from in 1924 Germany. And they ended up burning down the studio while they made it. Obviously I'll be corrected on that as well. I actually prefer part 1, Siegfried, better than Kremlin's Revenge, but it's all good. It's all fantastic. If you're talking about epics, Die Nibelungen has to be on the list. You do get usually translated optional English subtitles for the original German, a new adaptation recording of Gottfried Huppert's score, and there's a 72-minute documentary on the restoration of the film, which is absolutely fantastic. And again, you do get a 52-page booklet, and there's actually a note on the film by Michael Powell. Just an amazing achievement. Absolutely gorgeous, wonderful images, an amazing dragon. You can't go wrong with Die Nibelungen. Set aside a Sunday afternoon and enjoy Die Nibelungen. That's number 46, and finally number 47. I'm not the largest fan of this director. All the films I've seen of his are good, but I'm not ape crazy about him, as quite a lot of people are. But this is probably my favourite one. This is La Notte by Michelangelo Antonioni from 1961, probably because it is fairly abstract. It makes a nice double bill with Last Year at Marienbad. It's got Marcello Mastroianni, Jean Moreau and Monica Vitti. Again, it's just about a couple drifting apart, bourgeois, a party, just gorgeous black and white cinematography, nature and architecture clash. It's very cold, bleak, lovely. Yeah, watch it with Last Year in Marienbad, and you can read it the same way. Yeah, you know, I've said in the channel, Aventura is kind of overlong and doesn't really go anywhere after a really good start for me. I actually like Il Grido quite a lot as well. I've still to see Red Desert. But again, Antonioni is certainly a good director, but he's kind of wishy-washy. Let's not have a script, let's just see what happens. You know, it's not really my thing. I like structure, but Lanotti is quite fantastic. I will give you that. Antonioni, Disciples, I'll certainly give you that. So that's spine number 47. So that's a nice little 6 film run of Masters of Cinema. Spine numbers from 42 to 47. That's a nice cross section of what the MOC is all about. You've even got some American ones in there. Unbelievable. So thanks very much for watching. Please let me know if you've seen any of these films. I'm sure you have, and what you thought of them. Do you have them on Eureka Masters of Cinema, or do you have them on other labels? Please let me know in the comments below. So thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you'll join me again for episode 3 of my Eurekas in a row, because otherwise nobody will watch them. So this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, saying farewell.